replacing me and going to find a younger guy. So if I'm 75 and then she's 45, obviously she's still in the prime.
Yeah, I can't really like tell about if I'm gonna look for a younger guy because we can't tell our future.
I wasn't worried about it right now.
Welcome in to another episode of Foreigner Loves
Filipina!
But I did want to reflect a little bit on some of the things that have been said in the comments about the age gap. Like I said, some are just troll comments, some are honest questions, honest observations or concerns. So there was, one viewer that had commented about, yeah, maybe everything's fine now, yes, but as he gets older and can't be as active and, can't do as much, then, how's Melody gonna feel then? All right, so, we have a 30 year age gap. So if I'm 75 and then she's 45, obviously she's still in the prime and I'm definitely towards the end. And by how they were talking about, her replacing me and going to find a younger guy. What is your thoughts on all that?
Yeah, I can't really like tell about like if I'm gonna look for a younger guy because we can't tell our future, but as I can say for now, I don't think I'm gonna replace Darryl because he's been like good partner to me. He's been, I think, good at me in general.
Well, I hope you're not gonna replace me until I'm gone. You can replace me once I'm gone, but please don't replace me when I get old.
When I get,
I'd appreciate it.
I'll put him in a, what do you call that? Housing?
Nursing home.
The nursing house.
Put me in the nursing home.
Yeah. Yeah, like I don't know what the future holds. I don't know why people like say like that. What do you think?
I don't know. I wasn't worried about it right now.
I know, right?
Now I'm like, oh, maybe she is going to replace me. I really wasn't too worried about it.
Like I make Darryl like boring.
You're making me rethink this.
Now he needs to do more exercise now to make him like active.
Well,
to catch up my energy.
Well, there is no doubt that, when you have a younger wife, you do have to try to, keep up with the energy, and and that can be a good thing. I really am trying to watch my health, and I am working out more than I ever have. And it's not just because I'm a younger wife, but it's because I'm retired. I've entered a new stage in my life, and I want to be healthy to enjoy this last section of my life. I'm happier than I've ever been. I'm more content than I've ever been in my life. And a lot of it, is because of our relationship and the fullness that that has brought. But some of it is, just getting to a different stage of life where there's fewer responsibilities. But, I want to be reasonably healthy. I'm certainly overweight, but I'm trying to be...
Overweight? I don't think so.
You don't think I'm overweight?
Yeah, you're not. You're just normal.
Just normal? Okay, well, that's good. Well, I got one compliment out of this.
Well, if it's overweight, then that's like too fat.
Yeah.
And he's not too fat.
Well, I'm not too fat, but I am fatter. I'm heavier than I should be.
Like his body is good, but his tummy is like, kind of pregnant. But that's it.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, I was never a drinker my whole life. In fact, in my 20s, I never went through a wild phase. I didn't drink at all. I mean, literally at all. In my 20s and 30s, it wasn't until my 40s, after my divorce, I started drinking. And it did kind of teach me. I think we all end up going through a wild stage in our life. If you don't go through it when you're younger, you're probably going to go through it when you're older.
Yeah, it is opposite. Like, I'm done with my, not wild.
You never had a wild stage.
Not wild stage, but then trying to change boyfriend and hook up. And I mean something like that, but not really like wild that I'm, drinking, I'm partying, not like that. But yeah, I'm done with all those things.
So I really didn't start drinking until I was in my mid to early 40s. And so I was divorced for 12 years in between my first marriage and my second marriage. And certainly during that time is when I did most of my drinking, and that's when I kind of developed a belly. So I thought, because now I hardly drink at all. Maybe once a week when we go out with some friends, I'll have a couple drinks.
So you're thinking that
I thought my belly might go away after I stopped
you're not
drinking.
drinking?
It hasn't, yeah.
Yeah, like my brother. My brother is he is, I think, in his 30s, and he used to be skinny. But then when he started drinking beer,
He drinks that Red Horse beer.
yeah, Red Horse beer. Like, you know what, guys? Every day, every single day. That's what, you know, my sister Darryl and my parents like problem with him, because he just can't stop drinking that one. So now you can really, you notice his belly.
Well,
Like, not really
I mean,
big,
he's
but
not-
then he's getting it now. He's skinny, right?
he's
But
getting
yeah,
a little
he
bit
got
of a belly.
belly.
I mean, he's very active in his work, so he's only going to get so big. But
it's still, the belly is like,
well, and having a belly out in the province is kind of rare because you don't normally.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
normally,
You're
yeah.
normally very
My
active.
dad does not have that, because my dad is not really like a beer drinker. Like he all just drink like a tuba wine, a coconut wine. That's it. But that's, like we said, that's healthy. So I think that's what it is. And then my brother Christopher, so only him. And we're not, you know, it's not jeans, it's not anything, but the way he drinks, I guess, because it's just everyday, it's crazy. And so I think that's why he got it, like the drinking. But yeah, it's not really big. Like, you can see his arm, his legs, his like neck. It's not even like body.
You really are judging me head to toe, aren't you?
No, baby, it's a compliment.
I know. I'm just saying.
It's not body. But this one here is like
Yeah,
the
the belly.
problem, the belly. But I like it. They called it like a daddy pouch. What is that name? Daddy bud.
Daddy bod.
Daddy bud.
Dad bod.
Daddy.
Dad bod.
Dad bud. Daddy pouch. What?
Well, I guess you could call it daddy pouch, but they call it dad bod.
Yeah.
That is something that guys, Filipinos actually kind of like dad bod. Like they're not, most Filipinos are not looking for like a big buff guy that works out all the time.
Yeah, I don't find that attractive. Unless, I don't know, unless like you're making muscles is like fit on your face and your body, like it's not really like overly, you know, then yeah, I'll be attracted with that one. But then most of the guys that was in the gym and then been doing these muscles, I don't find them attractive. I don't understand.
Yeah.
I don't know. My ex-boyfriend used to go to gym, and you know, he has this six
pack.
Yeah, six pack. But he's not really like overly like have muscles, which is like fine to me. So yeah.
Yeah, so having a dad bod is not bad in the Philippines. If anything, it might actually be a net positive. If it's not too much. Now let's not get carried away.
Yeah.
Don't get carried away, guys. You can't be, too big. But they kind of like just us having a bigger build. Obviously we're taller than a typical Filipino, and I think Filipinos just like us being taller and bigger. It makes them feel safe or whatever.
I think because like Darryl's height and he's good looking, and having this dad bod is not really like a problem at all. But
So what else we want to talk about, and the age gap, and some of the comments that we've seen about age gap relationships. Obviously, there's been the gold digger comments. There was one person that commented about the only reason Filipinos like older Western men or foreigners is because of the poverty they're in. That it's because of their situation.
Yeah.
If they weren't poor and lived in a poor nation, they wouldn't care. How big a factor do you think that
like
is?
if like talking about poverty, in my case, we're not poverty. We're not in the poverty
Her
stage.
family would be considered middle class in the Philippines.
Yeah, like middle
They're certainly
class.
not rich,
We're not rich.
but they're not. I mean, they don't live in a bamboo hut, And if you want to see, like we actually were in her father's house, parents' house,
And then we own
in episode.
Yeah.
I forget what episode. I'll put it on there. But
Like we own businesses and everything like that, and we're able to we have like a pretty normal life. Like we're not there. I can't say that we can eat this kind of food. We can eat this kind of food,
Yeah.
you know.
I mean, by American standards, they would look poor, just because there's no hot water, there's no shower,
air
there's no
conditioner.
toilet. I mean, by our standards, I guess it is still poor. By Filipino standards, your family is very middle class, and you guys aren't struggling. And that is one of the differences in the Philippines and here is, here in America, everybody judges because we have there's such a disparity of wealth. I feel like people are always judging themselves against other people.
Yeah.
Where I feel like in the Philippines, it's like everyone's just pretty happy, and as long as you have food to eat, and as long as you have a bed and you have a roof over your head, you're pretty happy. You don't care if it's a bamboo hut or if obviously a little nicer if you have a concrete house, but it's just not like you guys aren't obsessed with that like Americans are.
Because I think that's already like our personality, and then the way like our parents raised us, they don't feel or they don't show us how they're struggling. They always show them to us that whatever happened, if there's no food, we're still gonna be okay, we're still gonna be happy. So I think we just kind of get that to our parents. Plus we really in my situation, when I was like in first grade, we really I really experienced the way my parents being poor, we live in this nipa hut before, and then now that I feel like that's how I'm making myself matured, I guess, because I experienced those things, and then I tend to be contented to what I have in my life.
I think Filipinos are very content, and when people make comments about the poverty that they're only into for gold digger or to move up in status. Obviously, everyone wants a better life, guys. Okay, it doesn't matter if you're in America or if you're in the Philippines.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to move up in life. But when anyone makes a comment like that, it shows me they don't understand the Philippines, and it shows me they've probably never been out of their home country. I'm assuming a lot of these people are Americans because most of our viewers are Americans or Canadians, and they've probably never been out of the country, because that is the type of judgment, the type of thing a Westerner would say, because they think, oh, these people are poor and they just want to get out of poverty. Filipinos, even poor Filipinos, do not view themselves as poor. It's not like they're trying to escape something. Obviously, everyone wants to do better than where they are, but I don't think the average Filipino is obsessed with their poverty level.
Well, maybe because some of the Filipina there that was not married or dating with the foreigner really helped the Filipina to if their house is ugly, poor house, the foreigner will really help her build it nice, give everything what the Filipina do and something like that. I think that's what they're trying to say, to make it your life in the poverty, to make it like that, to make your house maybe nicer than before. And that's what normally foreigner do there when they were dated a Filipina. But that's not in our case with Darryl. I don't know. I think it's just...
And that's something I would advise if you're a foreigner or a Westerner dating a Filipina, to be very careful about doing that. Because if you lead with your wallet, okay, and by leading with your wallet, I mean, if you're trying to impress your Filipina with the money you have, if you're trying to impress your family with the money you have, you probably are more likely to land a Filipina by leading with your wallet. Obviously, anyone's going to be attracted if you're showering them with the gifts, if you're showering their family with gifts, if you're building them a new home, but you first of all, you're probably not going to attract the right type of Filipina, because you're leading with your wallet. You're naturally going to attract someone who cares about the money. I can tell you, I never did that, and to this day, I don't do that. I think that's you're setting yourself up for disaster in the type of Filipina you attract, but then also you're setting a future expectation of, oh, well, whenever we have an issue, we just contact our foreigner
Yeah, and that's
you know,
what I'm telling you. But
and that's a
most
very
Filipinos-
dangerous position to put yourself in. And in fact, we know, some people like that, where the foreigner basically supporting the entire family of his Filipina back in the Philippines. And I don't think that's healthy for the relationship. We've seen it cause strain in other foreigner Filipino relationships. And I certainly don't want that ever to be the case with us. Now, that doesn't mean we don't help, and we will talk about that. We do help. And even when we were dating, like after they had a typhoon come through and they had lost power for several weeks, I bought her parents a generator so that they had something, so, it's not like we're not helping at all. Obviously, there's an appropriate level. But if you're leading with that, you're going to build an expectation that whenever there's a problem, the sugar daddy in America can help. And I don't think that's something you want to do. I mean, maybe you do, but it's not something I want to do. And I think we have found a good balance. What are your thoughts on if a guy is helping the family maybe a little too much to where they're becoming dependent on him?
Yeah, that's always like the case there in Philippines. Like they were expecting the farmers that they will always like help, the family because he already kind of doing that. And then like sometimes if it's too much, then I think that's the problem. And then that's why like many people like like Filipino people like normally like commented that, oh, because like you just want to get out of the poverty, you just want to be like, like a gold digger, a scammer, because it's all about like money. And you think that, we need your money and something like that. Like, I don't know, like in our situation, it's not like
well,
that.
and that's kind of my point is when people make those comments, I think they're Westerners who've probably never been to the Philippines, never been to a poor country, because at least in the Philippines, I don't think you guys view yourself as poor. I don't. And even though you may like mentally know you're poor, okay, compared to America, you're not obsessed with it. You don't care. You don't think about it all day long. I don't think it's something. Obviously, you want to upgrade, but I don't think it's.
Yeah.
It's not like the American making those comments. By making those comments, show me they don't understand the Philippines at all, because Filipinos even. Honestly, in the Philippines, it seems like the poorer people are, the happier they are. It's a really weird dynamic where it seems like you go to the bigger cities where people clearly have more money.
But there's sun.
You see a lot less joy.
Yeah.
The poorer the area you go to, the more joy you see. And it's something that's very contradictory. And it's something as a Westerner is very hard to understand. One of the observations I've made, having been to, a number of what we would consider poor countries, is most of them are much happier people than we are as Americans. And they're not obsessed with money. Like obviously there are certain people that are obsessed with money in any culture. But I would say generally speaking, particularly Filipinos, I just don't think you guys are obsessed with money. I don't think you're obsessed with, you're not thinking about how poor you are, Filipinos, you guys don't even think about the future. Ever, like us Americans, we're planners. We're always planning for the future. You guys are like, as long as I can eat today, as long as the lights are working today, nothing else really matters, right?
Yeah, like, I think, I really agree. But hey, my mom and dad have a plan. They like saving and something like that,
Well, I think your mom and dad might be the rarity. It is funny how, I've tried to share with her. Well, actually, guys, today is my official retirement day.
Yay!
I got 20 minutes. I got to do my last video call. I really have considered myself retired for this whole year. I really haven't worked much this year because of my job. I've been kind of petering out. But today is my official last day of working. But so it's been interesting. So, with today being my last day of official work, and I'll have my last paycheck either comes out today or tomorrow. I've tried to explain to her about savings and how she's really concerned about how we're going to live. And I've tried to explain, and I've shown her all the accounts and shown her, all right, I've got all this money saved, and this is how we're going to live, and here's our budget. And whenever I've tried to do that, I think it's important that she know those things, particularly if something happens to me, she needs to know. But her eyes just glaze over.
Well, guys, it's just a lot of like details, I guess.
Yeah.
Like a lot of accounts, and I just can't even what is this? Are they like all debit cards? Are they like credit cards? I mean, it's just a lot of things that
I just trying to babe, we're gonna be okay. We're gonna be all right. And I think you've come down to accept. But it does come back to a Filipino thing where they generally don't save money. I mean, some of it's because they probably don't make enough to really save anything. But some of it is they're not. Filipinos really aren't planners in general. They don't plan ahead. It's just they live today. And so you can view that negatively in that it's like, okay, well, they're not planning ahead. And I guess it is true, they're not planning ahead. But it also, you can view it in the positive light is that they're pretty just happy-go-lucky, as long as today's good, everything's good. And so there is a pro and a con, I guess, like everything in life.
Yeah, that's well, like before when Darryl told me that he's gonna retire, I was like, oh, like that's all we have the money because you are working and we can travel and we can do these things, we can eat this nice food. And now that he's gonna retire, like how are we gonna do it? But I understand that he has a savings, but sometimes I'm still kind of thinking like, what if it's not gonna be enough, or because it's not going to be added, it's gonna be going down and down and down and down. So like I don't know, like you said, we're gonna travel, but
yeah, we'll be okay, babe.
Okay, but yeah, I need to erase that on my mind.
But whenever we retire, we always worry about whether we have enough.
Yeah, exactly.
No matter how much you have, you worry if you have enough. I've been planning for a long time for retirement, but I feel very comfortable where we are. But I'm like, oh, what if? There's always those what ifs.
That's mine too. Like, what if? Like that, because there's no anymore like money coming in. It's always coming out. So.
Well, I'm gonna live off you now, babe. Now you're gonna support us, huh? On your good salary.
Yeah, okay.
Well, I mean, you're willing to, support your family, send money home. You certainly are willing to support us, right?
For $20.